What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people, and I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now, and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on? Is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on to my friends and family in the building? I appreciate y'all. Cameras is popping. Lighting is right. Camera is popping. What's going on, friends? What up, Keisha? Pat the Reactor, K Cooper, Jason, Zeroyce, Joe Gunn, Chris Cunningham, Will Nola, Shaquille, Patsy. What up, though? What up, Azriel? K Cooper. Camera is looking crisp, ain't it? Don't I look good? Let the greatness commence. I look good. Hey, y'all, I think that I crossed like 925,000 subscribers on my other channel. Life is good. Life is good. Life is incredible. I'm not even complaining even a little bit, bro. Vanessa, I'm not complaining even a little bit. Man, I got the framework for a deal that was done. I was stressed the hell out yesterday, all yesterday, because I was trying to get this deal done. And I'm going back and forth, and I got lawyers and stuff. And so we got the framework done. So let me give myself a round of applause. Life is good. God is good. Mika, they say Mika was cooking up yesterday. The show was popping yesterday. Vanessa, what up, though? Enos, kicking it with a chef. What's happening? Keisha, Desiree, what up? What's happening? Congrats, Anton. This is what Keisha said. Keisha says, not surprised being as though you haven't missed in years. Y'all think I need to take a vacation, just brown girl in America, Keisha? Y'all think that I need to take a vacation? What y'all think? Do y'all think I need to take a vacation? What would y'all do if I took a vacation? You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in taking vacation. Like my vacation. Listen. What up, your car? Let me tell you something. And I want to give you guys some encouragement before we get into the show. So we got a show for y'all. We ain't here, Mr. Jackson. I like that. I want to give you guys some encouragement. All right. And the encouragement that I have is I love this. I love it, Keisha. I love it more than anything. I don't know what I would do if I wasn't able to get on this microphone and talk my ish, doing my improv, hold people accountable, having conversations. Aaliyah, Tavi, Black Tony, Keita. I love this. Do you know that the thing that I love the most, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I love my daughter. I love my wife. I love my people. I love my family. I love my chasers. I love my panels that I do. I love everything. I love working. I don't know what it is. Since I was a little kid, since I was younger, I've always loved the hustle. Do you know I used to dream about like different manufacturing techniques? I remember when I first got into the plant, and we used to have this thing called rate, and rate was the amount of parts that you had to work on per hour in order to meet the expectations of whatever the manufacturer set for that particular machine. You know, I used to go to sleep and dream about different ways that I can do it more effectively. And Sabrina, you know what it is? I love working. I don't know why. Even when I'm tired, like I get up to work. And even when I'm real sleepy, I'll be thinking about, okay, so I can get that, I can get back to it tomorrow. I don't know why. I have no clue why working has always been my thing. It's just been like, I can't even say it's a talent because you can't say that working is a talent, but working has always been, I love the hustle. What up, Class E? I don't know why. More than I like the money, I like the work. I don't know why that's a thing. I don't know why it's always been my thing, but it's always just been a thing. I just love the grind. I love the hustle. Shaquille says, I admire your work ethic, but you got to be tired. No. You know, yesterday, I'll give y'all something else for all of my people that's water fasting and watermelon fasting. Yesterday, I transitioned into just doing a water fast. And I'm clearer. I feel like I got more energy. And I did the whole day and I did a water fast. I was never hungry. I just feel good. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm getting more into calisthenics, push ups, stuff like that. And it's just like, I feel good. I feel incredible. I don't know. I feel incredible. Thank you, K Cooper. So, you know, I've realized that in order for me to go to the next level, I have to get myself together physically because I need to be able to really work the way that I want to. And so that's my inspiration, you know. Somebody said when you got a kid and love getting to it, nothing is gonna stop it. You know what it is? Honestly, my daughter is straight. What up, Molly? We gonna get to it smells like OTR. My daughter is straight. My daughter is good. It's good. So I just feel good, man. I feel so good. I don't know why. Whenever something is going wrong, I work. Whenever something is going right, I work. I got some new stuff that I'm working on. I got some new ventures, and I'm just excited. I'm excited. I'm very excited. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to all of the bag chasers. Soon do a water fast. It's great for real. Yeah, that's what I'm on. I'm on a water fast. Right now I'm on it's my second day of just a water fast. I don't know how long I'm gonna do it, but I feel good, and so I'm gonna just keep doing it. I know your body goes into ketosis after a minute, and so I'm in a good space. What up, y'all? What up? What up? What up? How y'all feel? Yeah. What up, y'all? Great show last night. So if y'all have not subscribed to After Hours, I think this channel, the Anton Daniels channel, was gonna be the channel that cross over the first. Yeah. What up, Jennifer? What up to all of my people? All right, y'all ready to get into the show? You been squatting max reps? Oh man, listen. When I get to where I need to be, you're not gonna be able to stop me. Now, when I say you ain't gonna be able to stop me, I might be doing this show with my shirt off. I ain't even gonna lie. When I get all the way to where I need to be, you listen. The same way that I said if I had won $500 million, you would see the signs. It's gonna be the same way when it comes. I'm praying for good character, right? I am. I'm praying for character. I'm really praying for character. You know why? Because I already know. I was there before. And so I know when I get back there, I got to be better than I was the last time that I was there. You know what I'm saying? I got to have, I'm praying, honestly, I said, Lord, you see me transitioning into a better person. You see I love God. And you see the devil is trying to attack me. Control me. Control my aggression. Let me see something real quick. Hold on. Just had to double check the camera real quick. It's gonna be signs. Listen. It's gonna be signs. And I may calm down and I may get back into my normalcy or whatever, but it's gonna be signs. It's gonna be signs. That's all I'm saying. So if you gonna feel a certain way, that's why when I be seeing dudes that be sending super chats to Carrie and Molly and them, and they be having their shirts off, I don't be tripping. I'll be like, you know what? I feel you because we gonna be in the same space in a little bit. Give me some time. Give me a year to smooth things out. Give me some time to smooth some things out. Then they really gonna be mad. Then because I'm gonna have well over 1 million subscribers, and then I'm gonna be over here, you know what I'm saying, and taking my shirt off all day long, and they gonna oh, he really hate black women. Facts. You know what y'all gotta start doing? You gotta start embracing the villain in you. That's what Democrats and liberals right now are experiencing when it comes to the fact that they're getting fired from their jobs. Remember when everybody used to get fired from their jobs during the pandemic or prior to the pandemic, or they would get censored on Twitter, what used to be Twitter and stuff like that? Remember when they was coming after y'all? I wouldn't do it, but I can't sit there and say that it's not funny to see a lot of y'all scrambling and screaming at the fact that y'all getting fired from y'all jobs from some of the stuff that y'all saying online, because y'all was doing the same thing. I remember the Me Too movement. They was firing guys just based off of accusations. I remember when they was censoring people. I remember when they was removing people from their jobs just because they was conservative. And so what I'm telling people, at some point, in order for you to really help people to understand and for you to get to the next level, you may have to embrace your villain arc. You know what I'm saying, Mr. Lot? I know there's a narrative. There's like this series from a big back where she's like, oh my God, Anton hates women, or he's misogynistic. And I looked at one of the videos and I went through the comments, and all of the women was like, yes, I can't wait for her to leave him and stuff like that. And me and Rita was reading them together, and we was scrolling through them, and we was laughing, right? We was having a ball. Right before I beat it up. And they said he hates black women. And I told Rita, I said, you know what? They say he's misogynistic. He doesn't want women to do this, and he doesn't want women to do that. And oh my God, it's under duress. I said, you know what? You're right. Why not? Why not become the villain? I'm okay with being the villain. I'm okay with being the villain. It come with something different though. That's all I'm saying. Listen. If you come at the king, you best not miss. If you come at the king, and let's be clear, I am the king. I don't care what nobody say. Listen, of all of the men that you see on these applications, and when all of the wreckage cleared, It's got to be a king. I am him. I am him. And so why not be the villain? Why not? Let's embrace it. Let's go down that path. Let's change from good guy to bad guy. You know, it's been a while since the Fight Club days, since the Lapeef days, to where we was on Dark Angel mode. And so why not? Like it seemed like it'd be a fun thing to do. We like social media, right? No? Thanos theories? Getting into it, embracing it, taking some time so that I can go in and find some people. You know what? Listen. I got some people. I'm gonna say this. Because a lot of people think that they can use their moniker, they don't use their real name and stuff like this. I got some people. They said, Anton, I got some information on some people. I said I didn't ask for that. They said, but I got it anyway. So if you want to know where people work, if you want to know where people live, if you want to know what's going on, I said I didn't ask for that. They said I got it for you anyway. I said, well, just keep it on nice. Keep it on nice. I'm gonna let the chat decide. Because I've become the nice guy for a while. I've been very, very nice. Very nice. What y'all think? How y'all want to play this? We gonna be in Rome. Look at my people already texting me like, Anton, don't do it. Anton, don't do it. Desiree says, I've been very patient. A Dunn says Rome fell, but Rome ruled. Y'all ain't never seen The Wire, but they wore the crown. That's all that matters is that you wore the crown. Married to my bestie says, keep it nice, please. That's true. That's true. You're right. You're right. You're right. And I agree with you, married to bestie, because I honestly, I want to. I just don't have it in me right now. Like I'm so chill. I'm so slow motion. Um, I feel so good. Honestly, I'm being honest with y'all. Like I feel so good that I'm just not on it. I haven't been on that type of energy in a long time, and so even though I know it, and you know what it is, I just got bad influences. Let me go ahead and check myself. Let me check myself. I have bad influences in my life because I have people that's still with me since kindergarten. I got the same best friend since kindergarten, and they know, what the move is, and they know how I get down. So they start doing stuff on their own. Anton, I found this. Anton, I got this. Anton, this is what's happening. Yo, let's go back to doing it the way we used to do it a long time. No, dog. Like, I got my online shooters. Pew, pew. I got my online shooters. And they be wanting to go dark. And I'll be like, nah, man, we not on that. We trying to get to the money. We don't mess up the money. We can't mess up the money. So sometimes I'm talking myself through it. I'm trying to understand it. Let's get this money, man. We on a path and we on a trajectory. We cannot be distracted. We cannot go left. We cannot go right. ABJ's wise, strong, and smooth says, start with a prayer. Okay, start with a prayer. I like to interact because I like to keep my name in the algorithm. And so sometimes it's necessary for you to talk yourself through it. The Lord be with us today. Give us good character. Bless our villain arc to be a different type of villain arc. We got bigger fish to fry. We got more money to get. We got greater opportunities. One day we going to run for office. I don't want to say which office. We got greater aspirations. We can't have that on our rap sheet. You know what I'm saying? We can't have that on our rap sheet. And so we got to stay clean. We got to get out the mud. We got over 1,000 people in here yet? Let me see. Yeah, we got over 1,000. All right, cool. We got over 1,000 people in here. Y'all ready to get started with the show? Wireframe, you wild. Amen. In Jesus' name, blessings be focused. Amen. So while we continue to run it up and grow, I want to acknowledge my dog, Mike, that dude in the building. Shout out to Mike, that dude holding me down. See, I am a good person. Spencer Campbell says, what up, though? Shout out to Spencer Campbell. I appreciate you, too, for the 20 ball. Tim says, blessings to you and the Bag Chasers. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate you, Tim Mod. Tim Mod in the building. Thank y'all. Thank y'all to all of the Cash Appers. I want to read some of the super chats and see what y'all are talking about, and then we're going to get straight into the show. Just a Brown Girl in America says, good morning, Chad. Good morning to Anton. May all stay blessed. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Let's Talk Game with Lyric the Gamer in the building says, good morning, AD and the Bag Chasers. Do you have a recommended video on the Patreon that would help me level up learning how to interview people? Or what would be your best advice? I don't have a video on the Patreon for the interviewers. I got a video on the Patreon for the interviewees. That's the Interview Like a King video. I could do one for the interviewers. I don't know if it's any demand for it, but I can also answer your question a little bit right here. The first thing that you got to do is the same thing that you would do if you was the interviewee. Because any good interviewer is not just going to answer the questions the right way, and they're not just going to give you the answers that you want. They're going to be interactive, unless you're interviewing for a technical position. If you're interviewing for a software engineer or AI machine learning or, front end developer, back end developer, something like that, then those type of people they tend to be a lot more reclusive. And they're not as social. A lot of them is just like weird, but they really good at what they do. But still make sure that they're a cultural fit, because you don't want no people that's trying to cause no problems. So the biggest thing that I would say first is to look for people to be interactive with you and ask questions and to be engaged and really want the position. The second thing is go and check their social media so you can know who they really are. And then tie in what your interactions are on social media or what you see on social media to what it is that you do in real life. Don't care about what you see on paper. Interview them like you having a conversation with them and just kind of make them comfortable and try to get them to talk. Try to get them to talk. You want to try to make sure that they are super chill, super smooth. Get them to relax so you can know what their real thoughts are. That's when you get the real from them. It's not about answering the questions right. It's about disarming people. And if you can have a conversation with them, and if they can run the gauntlet, and if they can have a good disposition, and they seem like they'll be a cultural fit if their social media is right, then that's the person. That's the person. It's not about whether or not they have the credentials and all of that, because that's what qualified them to get into the interview in the first place. Focus more on them, the person, not them as far as their credentials. Bring out the Dark Angel, Anton. I'm so chill right now. Bring out the black Versace robe. Shout out E.T. the Man Williams. 392Q says, what Rico say off paid in full? What's the point of having shooters if you don't use them? But them demons be very persuasive. Yeah, that's true. Miss Salat says, all jokes aside, I just read about Jacob and Laban in the Bible this morning. Sometimes you have to let the opposition, you have to let the opposition have their feelings. Yeah, let them rock. Let them rock. We cool. God bless. God bless. Onaka, you ready for the show? Messi, you ready for the show? Mr. Green, you ready for the show? Whoa, Nola, you ready for the show? Love is the word. You ready for the show? Shout out to all of my ladies. Let's get to it. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. All right, I got a lot of things to choose from, but I'm definitely going to cover at least 6 segments. All right, we've been getting a little bit distracted lately, but we got to stay on point. And the first thing that I actually want to address and talk about before we get into anything local or anything like that is I want to get straight into the shooter's text messages. All right. So the text messages were released, I believe yesterday or the day before yesterday. And so they were actually provided by the trans boyfriend. What do you say? Like, what is that? When you say that somebody is trans, and let's say that a man is in a relationship with a biological male that likes to dress like a woman, do you say they were in a relationship with a guy? They were in a relationship with a trans? They were in a relationship with a boyfriend, a girlfriend? What do you say? How do you make sense of that? What do you describe that as? Yeah, man, he was in a relationship. This is weird. Very, very weird. Let's get into it.
The roommate. Police interviewed Robinson.
Christopher Chapman says those texts are fabricated. Well, how do you know? How do you know? Maybe, maybe not. We're still going to review them no matter what. You know what I'm saying? We're still going to review them no matter what. And if they were handed over by the actual roommate, let's just say roommate, I would lean maybe 75-25 true over false. So either way, we're going to review them. All right. So let's get into it.
Roommate, a biological male who was involved in a romantic relationship with Robinson. The roommate told police that the roommate received messages from Robinson about the shooting, and he did provide those messages to police. On September 10th, 2025, the roommate received a text message from Robinson which said, "Drop what you're doing. Look under my keyboard." The roommate looked under the keyboard and found a note that stated, quote, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it." Police found a photograph of this note.
All right, so let's stop there. All right, we're going to break this down a little bit. I feel for his father. I feel for his father. To know that your son was laying on his stomach and another man was possibly laying on his backside, stomach to back, gotta be heartbreaking. I think that that's every man's fear. Has to be. For those of y'all that had sons, for those of y'all that plan on having kids, for all of my guys that's in the chat right now, let me ask y'all a question. When it comes to children, what's your worst fear? Is it them going to jail? Is it them getting killed? Is it them being in the hood? Is it them getting married with a chick that wind up taking all of their money for child support? Is it what? You don't want me to ask the right question? Okay, so y'all want me to be PG-13 and time. Y'all want me to ask the questions? Because see, I like to ask the questions that other people tend to shy away from, right? And so I'm just asking the question. Look, Cam Peaches says dying before me, them being gay, becoming dookie demons, pounding cakes, rectum lump. Yeah. Look, being a pillow biter, being zesty, them turning trans, ending up like Tyler Robinson, being a child pedo, all of the above, perversion. Every person in here who has a son or who could possibly have a son is saying overwhelmingly, not everybody, but most people are saying that their worst fear would be that their child turns out sassy. That their son turns out sassy. Worst fear. So to know that you are a conservative Republican, that he had a father in his life, and when he went off to go and live by himself, that he decided to get a roommate that dressed like a woman and wanted womanly features.
but he actually had a schlong, that gotta be the worst nightmare ever. Honestly, I'm being honest with you. That has to be a father's worst nightmare ever. And I'm talking about a conservative man. I'm not talking about you liberal, do anything, touch anything. Hey, you want to get into the circle jerk. You don't mind going to jail because it feels just like home and you feel like you still got a girlfriend. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm not talking about people that live an alternative lifestyle. I'm talking about straight up heterosexual, black, white, Asian, Latino. I don't care what side of what it is that you are. I think that the worst thing ever could be for a man to have a son is to fear that he would ever turn out zesty. Heartbreaking. AC Reviews the World says, AD, gay son or thought daughter? What would I rather have? Thought daughter. All day long. All day long. I mean, rebuke them both. But if you put a gun to my head and said, you got to take one, I'm going to take the thought daughter all day long. All day long. All day long. Because you can't come back from that other thing. You can't come back from that other thing. You know what I'm saying? They both is pretty bad, but one is just exponentially worse than the other. One is exponentially worse than the other. I could pray that thought demon off of you. You know what? It is what it is. But let's get into the text messages.
The following text exchange, then took place. After reading the note, the roommate responded, "What? You're joking, right?" Robinson, "I am still okay, my love, but am stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I gotta grab my rifle still. To be honest."
Well, let me say this, because I see y'all debating which one that y'all would rather have. Y'all said the thought could still have grandkids. That's the thing, man. Look, I was telling somebody the other day, I said, kids is the ultimate Russian roulette. I mean, they're going to grow up to be human beings and they're going to get out, and then you hope that the lessons that you gave them, that they never depart from them. And that's one of the reasons why I believe in strong households, because that is the key to society. But let me tell you, bro, kids is overrated. Kids are overrated. Boy, it is the ultimate, man, more than getting married, because you can get a divorce and recover from that. More than getting married, kids is the ultimate Russian roulette. Spin the wheel, red versus black. It's all probability. It's the most overrated thing in the world is to have a kid, because you just hoping and wishing, oh man, hope they don't become gay. Oh man, hope they don't become a thought. Oh man, even when I have grandchildren, I hope my grandchild ain't sassy. Like, it's constant worry. Gotta make sure that they eat. Gotta make sure that they good. Oh man, worried about them. Check your location. What you got going on? Whatever, so on and so forth. And so when you get it right and everything kind of makes sense, you like, it's just a sense of, oh God. 14, 15, 16, 17 years. And you're like, yes, okay. They turned out, they good. They turned out good. And then here's the other part. A lot of y'all having kids now, they be autistic. You know what I'm saying? They got things and problems with themselves. You got to hope that even though you put them through school, that, or you raise them right at home, that they don't get into some, like I said, if I was to ever have a son, or if I was to ever have another kid, straight Catholic school all day long. Catholic school, Catholic school, Catholic school, Catholic school. It would be all day long. I wouldn't even have a kid unless I could pay for private school tuition at this point, with how demonic the world has become. I know parenting don't stop at 18, but here's the thing, Shaggy. You got through the years where they were the most impressionable. You know what I'm saying? You get through the years where you try not to worry as much because you put it in them, and so it's their choice. And so you try to get everything right. A lot of guys, and that's why I don't understand a lot of women, because a lot of guys, they stick around and they're more loyal. The reason why I say guys are more loyal is because they're more willing to try to make it work for the kids. I've gotten through a ton of coaching calls where people was like, man, I want to make it work, man. You know what? She did this, she did that, she cheated on me, or she ain't loyal, or she got a bad mouth, or you know what I'm saying? She keep hanging out with her big back friends and all of this stuff. And they like, well, my son, my daughter, whatever, but I don't want to co-parent or whatever, so on and so forth. And so, it could be a little bit difficult. And that's what I'm saying. There's so many factors. You got to make sure that she, your girl, your wife or whatever is on point, and, she could start getting big back energy as far as not necessarily gaining weight, but hanging out with girls that keep saying, girl, you this, you that, you should do this. And then she get influenced by TikTok. Next thing you know, she could do a story time. And it's just so many different obstacles. It's like life is so much more complicated than it used to be. You got so many factors. You got social media. You got everything. Everything, bro. If you are not prepared to play a huge role in your kid's life to make sure that things don't go left, bow out. Bow out. I was willing to make the sacrifice. Bow out. Telling you.
Honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I am sorry to involve you. Roommate, you weren't the one who did it, right? Robinson, I am.
Some of y'all be getting stepdaddies in the room. Get the hell out of here, bro.
I am. I'm sorry. Roommate, I thought they caught the person. Robinson, no, they grabbed some crazy old dude, then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering. Roommate, why? Robinson, why did I do it? Roommate, yeah. Robinson, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence.
I feel you, Lee.
Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it. Roommate, how long have you been planning this? Robinson, a bit over a week, I believe. I can get close to it, but there is a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it. Robinson again, I'm wishing I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. IDEK if it's had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about prints. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with. I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find prints. How the F will I explain losing it?
Some of y'all saying it sounds so fake. Okay, well, that's one way to look at it. The other thing that you can look at is you can say, well, it may just be the person that's reading it because he sounds like an old man, right? And so a lot of times y'all go into all of these text messages, but I would implore you to go and look at the text messages that you sent to the chick that you pillow talking to right now. I believe it. I believe it. Listen, the first thing that people start doing once they do something that they're not supposed to do, especially with the person that they sexing, is they start telling all of the business. They start telling all of the business. The first thing that somebody does when they do something that they're not supposed to do is that they start telling all of the business. I implore you to go through your text messages. Look at the last thing you sent. See, what's the last thing I sent? Last text I sent. Please have the contractors do everything right. Let me scroll down. Let's see. I dropped the link for 2K. Quentin, yes, I'm aware. Private physician, Slimmy, talking about the Breakfast Club. Tamara. Shout out to Tamara. And then this other one, I can't really say that one. Group chat with my brothers. Brian McKnight was texting back and forth with Brian. Yeah, man. My text messages, my threads is pretty solid. Sent my daughter one, because you got the favorites at the top, right? Sent my daughter one. I love you. My mom. Look at the text message my mom got. This is stuff that my mom be sending me. This is crazy. My mom is named Leslie too, so y'all got to excuse it. I got a lot of unread text messages too. This is stuff that y'all need a strong mother in y'all lives that tell y'all they love you. That's what my mom sent me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you more and more every day. Listen, that's what my life is like. People love me. So I implore you guys, so go ahead and go through your text messages and tell me and show me, or not even show me. Have a conversation and tell me what the last thing that y'all been texting back and forth. Yes, listen, Larthen. People pillow text every single day. Every single day. People, nice. I just cussed my son out. You named your daughter after your mom. I did. I named my daughter after my mother because my mother wanted a girl at some point, and then she had 4 boys, and she never had a girl. And then my brothers had all boys. My youngest brother wound up having a girl. Last one he had was a girl, but she was the first girl in a long time. And so I named her after my mother as a result of that, in order to kind of, because I really wanted my mother to have a girl. So.
Old man. Only thing I left was the rifle.
Y'all didn't know that my mom and my daughter had the same name? Well, new information for y'all. Thought y'all
wrapped in a towel. Remember how I was engraving bullets? The effing messages are mostly a big meme. If I see notice bulge UWU on Fox News, I might have a stroke, all right. I'm going to have to leave it. That really effing sucks. Judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine, IDK. I think that was a $2K dollar scope. Wink, wink. Robinson again. Delete this exchange. Again, Robinson. My dad wants photos of the rifle. He says Grandpa wants to know who has what. The feds released a photo of the rifle, and it is very unique. He's calling me, RN. Not answering. Robinson. Since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. Robinson. I'm going to turn myself in willingly. One of my neighbors here is a deputy for the sheriff. Again, you are all I worry about, love. That came from Robinson. Roommate. I'm much more worried about you. Robinson, don't talk to the media, please. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. If any police ask you questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent.
Listen, bro, I'm going to tell y'all this. Regardless of whether it's real or it's fake, it really doesn't matter. I think that the point still stands that what is a lesson? Really, that's what it all comes back down to. What's the lesson that we get out of this? I know y'all not going to get the lesson. It's a couple different lessons. Aside from the lesson, the obvious lesson, what's the lesson? I need to change my thing to pink in commemoration of all of the sassy relationships where y'all telling everybody all of y'all business. What is the lesson? And y'all should really don't be gay. Yeah, that's the obvious lesson. But the other lesson is something that we was talking about last night on After Hours. The other lesson is this. If you're trying to solve for a crime, or if you're trying to figure out what's wrong with somebody, all you got to do is go and talk to the person that they sleeping with. They gonna tell on you. Don't pillow talk. Stop. Listen. Y'all keep talking to these women and they keep telling you, oh my God, I love you. Oh man, let's be close. What's your deepest? And I've been telling y'all this for a long time. Stop pillow talking. Stop telling all. Y'all know you can't help it because it's going to get you some box for the night, but it's going to come back and haunt you. It's going to come back and haunt you. Y'all keep pillow talking and telling all of your business, and you keep telling your homeboys and your girlfriend, and it's going to come back to bite you. It's going to come back to bite you. You keep on sending all of these. You done sent so many DMs that one day when you going to become famous, somebody going to pull up your DM from 2017 and be like, see, look, they was trying to holler at me. This is what they said. Just letting them go. Copy and paste. Hey, Queen Grand Rising. 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 It's telling you. Stop pillow talking. Stop telling all of your business. I know you can't help it. You got diarrhea of the mouth. Anton, stop, says James Reed. 392Q says, I have a son and I'll rather him do anything but be sassy. I'm glad my son loved tools and fast cars early and told me a girl is cute in his class. That's the best feeling in the world. Best feeling in the world, I would imagine. Skinny Boy Morrison says, gay and sassy is not a blessing to me. It's sad. Legitimately Crooked says, it was always being gay until he was murdered. Shout out to Legitimately Crooked. I appreciate you. Manny Plays PC says, having an assassin for a son is bad, but having a son that's an assassin who likes to get packed in the back, that's crazy. It is. It's insane. Eric Wealth Harris says, if my son brings home a lady with a shoe size 12 and she dunk on me, that will break my heart. It'll be a failed father. Skinny Boy Morrison says, that's a hard fight against nature, but I understand what you're saying. Kids are hard. Miss Jasmine Leeper says, so thankful for my husband and my son's lives. Even the women that be having gay best friends don't even want their sons to turn out like that. New 365 Bag Chaser here. Good morning, beautiful souls. What up, though? I appreciate you for coming through. We do have a live stream tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a live stream in the Patreon tonight, and it's going to be incredible. I can tell you that right now. It's going to be a lot of information. I'm going to be taking questions, and we're talking about real estate in particular. Max has a different explanation of this. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. I don't know who that is. Maybe I need to learn more YouTubers' names. Maybe. Anyways, listen, I know a guy that was gay that was dead set on his son not being gay. As crazy as that may sound, right? All right, y'all, let's get into the next part of the show. Have y'all seen them Cash Patel clashes over in maybe we'll go back to that. Let's go to Cash Patel. Hold on one second. I heard that Montel Williams was on CNN. Have y'all heard anything about that? CNN. Videos. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. Give me a second. CNN's cover photos be horrible, bro. This just lets you know that sometimes when people just got a big platform, that's what, you know, that's the way that they're able to move. 2 days ago. I don't see it. I might have to look for it separately. But I heard that Montel Williams were clashing with Scott on CNN on Abby Phillips' channel or Abby Phillips' show. I might have to look for that separately. We'll get into that later. Anyways, and he was a real apologist. Anyways, let's get into Cash Patel. I want to deep dive into Cash Patel really quick. Listen. Uh-oh. Hold on. Let me switch over for a second. I got to switch over for a second. Give me a second, y'all. Y'all got it. Y'all got to see this. Y'all got to see this. So remember when I was telling y'all about the remember when I was telling y'all about the singer David, it was spelled D4VD? And I was telling y'all that it was a Tesla that was in his name and it was found with a decomposed body. Remember when I was telling y'all that story? Let me see if I can pull it up. I'm going to remind y'all. We're going to go through the whole thing. Check this out. Hold on. So this is what happened. This is what originally what happened. We pivoting. We cooking right now. You just read that too? Not all we getting into it. We gonna have a great show today. All right. So this is what happened. This was the problem. And I had this conversation. I think it was like earlier, like 4 or 5 days ago. It was like late last week or whatever, right? And it was a body that was found in a decomposed Tesla. And they had, and the car had been abandoned for like all summer or something like that. And the car was actually decomposing. Let me remind y'all of what happened.
New details are emerging about a body found inside of a Tesla at a Hollywood tow yard and registered to a popular artist.
Yeah, police are now providing information about the victim. Eyewitness News reporter Ashley Mackey live in Hollywood with the latest on that. Ashley.
Rachel, John, the registered owner of that vehicle, happens to be on tour right now. David performed in Minneapolis last night. Videos from social media show his set went on as planned, the artist not addressing the ongoing case here in Los Angeles. But this morning, we have new details about the decomposing body found in the front trunk of that Tesla. Eyewitness News has learned the remains belong to a woman. We know she was described as having black wavy hair, 5 feet 2 inches tall, and she weighed less than 100 pounds when weighed by the medical examiner. The woman had a tattoo on her right index finger that said SHHH. Sources told ABC News the woman appeared to have been dead for some time. So investigators will be relying on the LA County medical examiner to identify the victim and determine the cause of death. Although that Tesla was registered to multi-platinum artist David in Texas, Eyewitness News has learned the vehicle was towed from West Hollywood. And that smell that prompted the Hollywood tow yard workers to call the police was the same odor that residents in West Hollywood remember distinctly.
I'm just remembering something. I mean, this is going to sound horrible. Yeah. So we would walk by the hedges, and I'm like, the hedges always smell like something decomposing. And there's a lot of rats around in here, but there was always a smell.
The only thing out was an out of a state license plate, and it was banged up. and keep moving from one place to other place within a couple of blocks from here.
David, who is on tour right now, has more than 33 million monthly listeners on Spotify and is set to perform tonight in Kansas City. He'll also be here in LA to perform at the Greek Theater next Saturday. So far, David nor his team have released any comment, but investigators say they intend to talk to the registered owner of that vehicle and anyone else who is connected to the case.
Now, all right, so we went through it, okay? So I wanted to bring you guys up to speed on what was going on. We went through it and we looked at multiple different reports and videos, and we went through a chronological order of the release of the police reports and all of that stuff, right? As far as the news. And I questioned it and I said, man, this don't even sound right. So wait a minute. You had a car that you ain't had and all summer registered to you with a body in it and you didn't know that it was gone. And then I was curious and I said, and so nobody did a mental health check on this girl that just so happened to be missing for the last 3 months or whatever. Well, the situation gets a little bit more dicey. Some of y'all that was in this very chat sat there and you questioned me. You said, oh man, Anton, singers all the time loan out cars to people and they don't even remember where it go. Well, first of all, it was a 15-year-old girl. So that really sat up my antennas, right? My antennas was all high. And I'm like, wait a minute. Somebody just don't check on their 15-year-old daughter all summer? A 15-year-old girl is just missing all summer? But that's not the kicker. We gonna go through it. Here's the kicker. He reportedly got the same tattoo on him, on his index finger. According to TMZ, both the romantic homicide singer and the 15-year-old got the ink on their right index fingers. Let me say that again. Both him, according to TMZ, both him and the 15-year-old that was found decomposed in his trunk, both of them have the same tattoo on their index finger, family. All right, so for all of my conspiracy theorists that's in the chat right now, I want you to come and revisit it. I told you that I was going to follow up on this. The minute that I got the notification, the minute that I got it in my phone, I said, oh, dog. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, Freaky Jason. So let's go back to the original article. Law enforcement said the girl, Celeste Rivas, I don't know who this chick is. Let me see if I can find a picture. I'm pretty sure I can't find a picture. I hate some of these sites. Oh, no. How old is this David guy? How old is this David guy? That's her. Oh, snaps. So first of all, she had been missing for a long time. She had been missing since she was 13 years old. Last seen wearing gray sweatpants and a black sweater, a hat, and a Hello Kitty sandals. Weighed 120 pounds, 5'3", dark hair. And that was her. So that's Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Person whose body was found in the trunk was Celeste Rivas. TMZ has spoken with her mother, who says she had a boyfriend named David. Now we got to find out how old this thing is. D4. So he 20, she 15, and the mother says she had a boyfriend named David. TMZ got a tip that the victim was a young girl who had gone missing from Lake Elsinore in California in April 2024. So she's been missing since 2024 when she was 13 and he was 18 or 19, depending on what time she went missing. TMZ contacted her mother. She said the police description, which included a tattoo on her finger with the letter "sh," matched her daughter's. TMZ forwarded that information to the LAPD's robbery homicide division. She was wearing black leggings and a tube top, plus 2 pieces of jewelry, a metal stud earring, and a metal chain bracelet in the shape of a W. That's him. He got the star tattoo in the middle of his face. Cops has been working vigorously to identify the victim's identity ever since the body parts were found last week inside of the Tesla at a Hollywood impound lot, where it was towed after it was found abandoned in Hollywood Hills. Look at these weirdos, man. Hold on, y'all. I want you to look at these weirdos, bro. This is why I say that Hollywood and the elites are demonic. I'm zooming in on the hookups. The tattoo, star tattoo on the face or on his nose. Look at the man wearing his leggings, whoever this other guy is that's shepherding him around. They walking around, they singing, and y'all just listening to their songs, and y'all getting all of that demon energy. All of that demon energy right up in your face. All of that demon energy right up in your face. You want your kid to be a star, so you want him to grow up so bad. Can't wait till they have an older boyfriend. Hanging out with the people. She might get a record deal. She gonna be an actor. Bro, listen. I'm always gonna stand on innocent until proven guilty, but it's not looking good. I'm always going to stand on innocent until proven guilty, but it's not looking good. He continued to perform. Now, when y'all tell me, I want to come back to it, all right? Y'all tell me how, again, a Tesla that is registered to him, that is found with the decomposed body that has been missing all summer, didn't know that his car was missing or that it had gotten towed and that they had not sent some kind of notification to the house or something like that. Somebody tell me how do you know? Listen, I know where all of my cars are at all times. I'm busy too. I know where everything is at all times. A whole car bruh, listen, I don't care how famous you are. I don't care how much you getting it. I don't care how much they like you on TikTok. You know when a whole car is missing. You know when a whole car is missing. Now they got to go to Tesla and start pulling the Century mold in the cameras. It's just not looking good. Let me look at his earrings. What is them earring? Dog, hold on. He got on a Hello Kitty earring. I just noticed that. Let me see something. Last seen wearing gray pants, a black sweater, and a hat and Hello Kitty sandals. And he got on a Hello Kitty earring. Yeah, everything is honestly, I just glanced over at it and then I scroll back up and I'm thinking to myself, what the heck does he have in his ear? What the heck does he have in his ear? Why does he have on a Hello Kitty earring? Bro, these people is weird, bro. These people are weird. They are weird. They're demonic. And y'all better be careful who y'all hanging out with. All of that fame junk, it ain't worth it. All of the visibility, it ain't worth it. You want these people to to be y'all friends. Y'all want to be in the in crowd so bad. You better be careful and protect your kids. Protect yourself and protect your kids. Protect yourself and protect your kids, bro. I'm telling you, man. I had a problem with a conversation with somebody the other day. And I was trying to convince them. And I said, listen. Honestly, I'm going to be real with y'all. I had a conversation with a really good friend yesterday. Well, not yesterday. I'm sorry, not yesterday. I had a conversation with a really good friend the other day. It was last week. It was over the weekend. And so they was like, yo, what do you think about this? And it was explaining a situation or whatever. And it was a girl. And I said, listen, I know you think that you know a lot. I know you think that you know what you're doing. I know, and I'm not going to tell the details of the conversation, but because I know they be watching. I said, but I'm telling you, and I wash my hands of it after I said something. Because I'm going to give you the information and then you grown, so you got to do what you got to do. I said, but it's crazy out here. It's crazy. I said, you're going to run into some AIDS dick. I said, you're going to run into some AIDS dick. They said, why you say that? No, don't say that. I said, I'm not wishing it on you. I'm telling you that it is real in the field. It's real in the field. Y'all talking to people every day. You don't know nothing about these people. You don't know what they do in their spare time. You don't know how much they beat off. You don't know if they a devil worshiper. You don't know if they whooped the tails of the last person that they was with. You don't know what kind of diseases that they got. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing, and y'all just out here in these streets being wild. I said, but I told you. Chad Smith, I'm just telling you the word for word what I said. Word for word what I said. It is not safe out here. Especially when you get past 40 and people had an opportunity to live life a little bit and they've been through some stuff. You jumping into trauma. And everybody, listen, let me tell y'all something. Everybody is going to tell you what you want to hear. Everybody is going to tell you what you want to hear. Oh, what's going on, Queen? Oh, man, listen. I'm sensitive. Y'all give them the playbook on TikTok every day. I want a man that's emotionally intelligent, that listens, that's a provider. You're going to get all of that in the first 6 months. Sweet talk, pillow talk, dirty macking, super sweeper. He's going to sweep the garage. He's going to do all of that. And then you're going to get a chance to see what really is popping after that. You're going to get it. You're going to find, you're going to find out. You're going to find out. You're going to find out. You're going to get all of that. And then they're going to have shh right here. They're going to have a shush tattoo. What does that mean? Oh, I was younger. I was just going through something. No, that nigga got a body. He caught a body. Stuffed a chick in there. Your name is Celeste. I was listening from the other room like, who calling my name? Did you really? Wow. All right, see? That's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. Anyways, yeah, man, let me go ahead and read some of the super chats. He is messed up. I don't think it don't look good for him. Jermaine English says, shout out to you with the super. Thank you, Jermaine English. I appreciate you. Sounds like that movie Megan Fox did in her younger career. Can't remember the name of the movie. Yeah, I don't remember that one either. Detective Anton Daniels says, Mrs. Jasmine Leaper, I had to see that little Hello Kitty in his ear. I said, yeah, that's crazy. That's the blueprint. Listen, bro, and I'm going to tell y'all something else. A lot of these guys, They like younger chicks, bro. They like them 13, 14, 15, and they talking to them young. So I don't like that, bro. Anybody that like younger women, I look at them different. Yeah, that's a little weird to me. But y'all go ahead and keep fighting a good fight. You got it. You got it. You know me, I ain't gonna fight with you. I ain't gonna fight with you. You got it. Ain't nothing to talk about. Let's see. ICE cracking down on Chicago. Yeah, let's talk about Chicago. I like Chicago. Chicago is always a good time on the internet. Chicago is always a good time. I heard they cracking down on gang members out there in Chicago too. Hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. Let's rock, y'all.
5:30, the Secretary of Homeland Security and top ICE enforcement officials on the ground in the Chicago area overseeing immigration arrests.
And WGN's Julian Cruz live for us in the city's Chatham neighborhood with more on this. Julian.
Well, Ray and Micah, no official word yet on how many individuals were arrested by ICE agents today, but among those taken into custody, according to ICE spokespeople, was a 37-year-old alleged gang member. Among those arrested is Aldo Salazar Bahena, who
He should have never been in a gang, boy. Oh my God. Look at this idiot. Look how weird he looks. Look at this guy. Oh my God.
according to Homeland Security spokespeople, was convicted of murder in 2005. More recently, prison officials allegedly refusing to honor an ICE detainer request. Bahena released from Stateville prison just 4 days ago, according to ICE, before.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. What is happening in Chicago? Do y'all have demons running around there? Hold on, bro. Dog was convicted of murder in 2025, and the state of Illinois and Chicago wouldn't honor a detainer request to have this guy deported. Y'all released him back on the streets? Y'all hate Trump that bad? Y'all hate Trump that bad? Bro, I know people that got football numbers that ain't even do that for drug offenses. First time drug offenses, I know people that got football numbers. Y'all hate ICE so bad. Y'all hate Trump so bad. You hate conservatives and Republicans so bad that you're willing to let a person that was convicted, an illegal migrant that was convicted. We fed this dude. We clothed this dude. We allowed for him to be inside of our systems. We kept him safe, and y'all let him out, and you wouldn't honor a detainer request from Homeland Security and ICE to have this guy deported? What is wrong with the... No, hold on. I need y'all to explain this one to me. For all of my liberals, for all of my pro-blackies, for all of my Kamala Harris supporters, for everybody that voted for Brandon Johnson, for everybody that support J.B. Pritzker, and for everybody that don't want the National Guard inside of Chicago, somebody got to talk to me. Somebody got to talk to me. Somebody got to give me the UOP shebang. Somebody got to give me the game. Sierra is crazy. How y'all didn't honor a detainer? Y'all hate them so bad that you willing to let this guy go free? Wow. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Pure evil in their hearts. Pure evil in their hearts. Y'all should be absolutely disgusted if this is the party that you support.
Agents arrested him yesterday in Elgin. ICE also posting details on the arrest of this man. His criminal history said to include arrests for DUI, resisting a police officer, and vehicular burglary.
The way they rolled up on him, like they were looking for straight up criminals, jumping out of Range Rovers, jumping out of pickup trucks.
Operation Midway Blitz.
And then you got people in the community acting like it's a problem. Yeah, and then you sitting up in Home Depot with the same person that murdered somebody that ain't even supposed to be here.
It's described by the feds converging on a terrified group of day laborers, witnesses say, about 9 o'clock in the morning on the Home Depot parking lot at West 87th and the Ryan.
Crying. Grown men cried, so they knew that it was over.
General contractor Lorenzo Stacy says it was a heart-wrenching scene with day laborers trying to evade capture.
Why is a chair out there?
At least one inch.
Hey, listen, to all of my S's and my illegals that's looking for work, go to Lowe's. Don't go to Home Depot, fam. Y'all need to switch it up. If you try not to get caught, go to Lowe's or go to Ace Hardware. Ace is the hardware store. Ain't that the jingle or something like that? Go to Lowe's. Go to O'Reilly's Auto Parts. Ow! Go stand in front of something else. Go stand in front of the flower store. Go stand in front of the landscaping spot. Go get a new location. Why y'all keep going? That's how I know y'all need to be deported, because y'all too dumb. Too dumb to move. You know what? We gonna stand right in front of Home Depot again. Right after they just reported that ICE is gonna be on the way there. ICE coming to Chicago, you know the first stop that they making is Home Depot. Why don't you go over to the other hardware store? Not smart at all. Not smart at all.
Injury reported requiring an ambulance, according to Chicago Fire Department paramedics. Lorenzo Stacy says the feds even had a military helicopter to assist ICE agents.
Targeting these people like they're animals. Go after the bad guys. Go after.
It ain't no hope in the community. Listen, it ain't no hope in the community. They displacing you. They doing the job for cheaper than you. And I'm going to also say this. A lot of these day laborers, they bad at their jobs. If you see some of the work that they do, the shoddy work that they do on these roofs and these contracting jobs, these guys don't be worth 2 nickels. They don't be worth two nickels. Some of the work that they do on these jobs and stuff like that, they ain't worth a dead fly. Not a fly. And this dude is over there. Go after the criminals. Go after the people that's doing stuff inside of them. Nigga, this is a criminal. What you talking about? What's wrong with you?
Gangbangers. Go after the killers. These guys are just trying to work. That's all.
Other ICE arrests reported in northwest suburban Elgin, where witnesses described the same sort of overwhelming arrest operation.
It was a military helicopter, and I woke him up and I said, something's going on, and the searchlight was going, drones were up in the air. I seen a second helicopter kind of duck off to the side, so they were working in tandem.
In a social media post, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem letting it be known that she's overseeing the Chicago immigration enforcement. Just this morning, Noem writes, DHS took violent offenders off the streets with arrest for assault, DUI, and felony stalking.
Facts, Najee.
ICE spokespeople in a written statement late this afternoon criticizing what happened yesterday in West Chicago, and State Senator Karina Villa and others calling them quote-unquote agitators for allegedly inserting themselves.
Y'all know that this is all an act, right? You know that these senators, these aldermen, they don't care about y'all. Notice how they always have a camera with them. Senators, legislators, all of them, it's nothing but the Truman Show now. They hip to the game. They understand the social media game. Hey, pull your phone out. Hey, pull your camera out. Let's get this. Oh my God, I I can't believe that you guys are arresting criminals and people that are murderers in the community. I can't believe it. Oh my God, look at this. Oh, Jesus. Hey, you get that? Yeah, that's definitely gonna get us reelected, right? Gotta get our name out there. Gotta make sure that we standing up for the people in the community. Gotta get our name out there. Gotta make sure that they stand up for the people in the community.
Revy, Homeland Security and Immigrations and Border Patrol agents rolled into the Chicago suburbs on a mission to make arrests this morning. Their stated target, criminals living here illegally. Tonight, the I-Team is looking at the people arrested by ICE. Who are they?
It was still pitch dark when masked agents marched this man, whose face we've blurred, out of his Elgin home in handcuffs. A close family friend immediately recognized him as Jose Morales.
Oh, he looks zesty. We got to get him up out of there.
It was hard.
Oh no.
Immediately recognized him as Jose Morales.
Nah, yeah, you gotta go, dog. We not taking no other cultures in here that's doing stuff that they're not supposed to do. You gotta go, big dog. Time to go. Time to hit the road. You gotta go. You gotta get deported. You gotta go back to where you came from. We not having this. Anybody that took that picture and kept that picture, you not right. You're not right. We got to get you up out of here. Go, Jose Gonzalez.
Morales.
It was hard, just because my family and I grew up. They grew up with him.
He's featured in part of a proof of performance video posted by Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem with a caption reading in part, "This morning, DHS took violent offenders off the street accused of assault, DUI, and felony stalking." Morales says the man she knows as Chelis has lived in Elgin with his cousin as long as she can remember.
It's sad that, they're saying that they're going after criminals, and neither of them were. He had his work permit.
Congresswoman Lauren Underwood, who serves on the subcommittee on Homeland Security, says ICE leadership would only tell her Monday they'd arrested 250 people since the so-called Operation Midway Blitz began September 6th.
If someone, let's say, was arrested and not charged, that person, if they were not a U.S. citizen or not lawfully in the United States, could be pursued by ICE.
ICE said among those arrested yesterday, this man, Aldo Salazar Bahena, was convicted of murder in 2005 and was released from state prison just 4 days ago. In the first release announcing the Chicago operation, the Department of Homeland Security named at least half a dozen men next to descriptions of violent criminal convictions that DHS claimed Cook County had released from jail. But the I-Team checked with the Cook County Sheriff's Office and jail, the state's attorney's office, and the circuit court, and couldn't turn up a single record of any conviction connected to these names, which is why we've blurred them. DHS has yet to respond to repeated I-Team questions. Now, state leaders say even they aren't getting specific answers on who is being arrested.
This is crazy. They said that they have not been given an end date, and they do not expect to receive an end date from internally.
You know what's so interesting about black people and black women and black contractors that hang out at Home Depot and defend these people? You know what's so interesting about them? They will spend 98% of their time defending this and the other 2% of their time going against people that actually is in the United States of America. They will celebrate the crime that people over here are committing that's not supposed to be here illegally, but then they divide themselves against real Americans that they are supposed to be connecting with on a daily basis. Every time. Every time. I'm telling you, listen, if you want to see people that always go against the grain, is the opposite of everything that you say, look no further than a community. Every time. You know why? Because they care more about the hate that they have for Trump than they do about the actual problems that's happening inside of their community. Liberals got to look, bro. Even when they don't have a septum ring. Even when they don't have a septum ring, they have a look. It's them big glasses. They be multicolored sometimes. They always call their hair 1C or 4C hair or whatever it is. What the hell is that? What is 4C, 1C, 4F? What's the number? What's the number of hair they got? Super liberal, wear pantsuits a lot of times when they actually got to go to work every day. The rest of them, they in a call center. Hi, may I help you, please? Oh my God, this is technical support. They lie and say that they actually are IT workers and they call center workers every time. If you want to comment and you want me to highlight your comment that you disagree with me, you got to have a profile picture, or else I'm reinstating the rules again, or else I think you jerk off in your socks. 4A? Is it 4A? Deshaun, me too. I didn't know. Has different textures of natural hair. Who came up with the who came up with the numbers is what I'm wondering. Who came up with the numbers? Because y'all got to at least tell me who came up with the numbers if y'all going to tell me what the numbers are. Your natural hair is 4A. Well, who got 4? What's the numbers? Tell me what the numbers mean. Why is it always a number 4? Is it a number 1? Why do y'all get the number 4? Oprah Winfrey stylist. Didn't know it was a thing. Chinese people. Oh, Chinese people told y'all this. Oh. I'm the reason you got a profile picture. Congratulations. Oh, Chinese people are the ones that gave y'all this. So that's why y'all identify with it. Okay, I get it. I get it. Google it, says knowledge seeker. All right, you got a profile picture, so I'm going to Google it. Let's see. What is the hair? What do you call it? What's the hair numbers? No, not that. No, not that. Hair numbers for women. All right, so let me look at this. Let's see what we got going on here. So, this is what AI is telling us on the hair numbers, okay? It says hair numbers for women can refer to several systems, including the hair texture classification system 1 through 4, A through C, which describes natural hair textures, the hair color numbering system. So the color is the number and the texture is the letter, indicating lightness and darkness or haircut numbers on a clipper guard that corresponds to specific hair lengths. All right. System categorizes hair based off of its natural pattern. 1 is straight hair. No wave, no curl. Okay. All right, I got you. 2 is wavy. Hair that has bends or S-shaped patterns. 3 is curly. 4 is coily. Hair that has tight coils or spirals. And then the letter added to further define the looseness or tightness of the pattern. Hair color system. 1 is black. 10 is the lightest blonde. All right, so I get it. So when y'all say 4C, that means you have coily. Wait. I don't get it. 4C. Oh, the C is the looseness or the tightness of the pattern. Letters A, B, and C. All right, I got you. I got you. I got it now. Now I know why y'all so crazy. Now I know why y'all so crazy. All right. They say the color is a separate system. You got the hair coloring system. So you can go 1, 2, TN, whatever. I don't know, bro. Hey, man, just give me that one right there. Just point to it. Just point to it and tell me what you want. All right. I heard that Trump was suing the New York Times for $15 billion. Have y'all heard about this? Let's spend 10 minutes on this. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
President Trump says he is suing the New York Times for $15 billion over claims of defamation and libel. He announced the move on social media, writing in part, "The Times has engaged in a decades-long method of lying about your favorite president, me, my family, business, the America First movement, MAGA, and our nation as a whole." This comes almost a week after Trump threatened legal action against the paper over a report alleging he had sent a sexually suggestive note to Jeffrey Epstein for his birthday in 2003. The president is also suing Rupert Murdoch and the Wall Street Journal for $10 billion after the Journal similarly reported Trump had signed a crude birthday card for Epstein.
Let's bring around the coach for our fourth hour, staff writer of The Atlantic, Jonathan Lemire. Jonathan, we were at IRE, the 50th anniversary, the celebration of investigative reporters and editors. And it was really an inspiring thing. But we heard time and time again, including from AG, that the playbook for this administration is to first of all, constantly harass and lie about the media, create your own set of realities.
And Trump did say, I did notice that in addition to the lawsuit, he said, your favorite president, me. He said, they came after your favorite president, me. You know what I'm saying? Not Obama, not Bush, not Clinton, not none of these people. It was me, not Biden, me.
Then use civil lawsuits to try to drain them of their resources. And here we go.
And here we go. The event was certainly inspiring about the need to do our jobs as journalists, clear-eyed, with no fear or favor, to tell it like we see it. And we did hear from a number of speakers last night talking about how the free press is under assault, how this administration in particular, we've seen trends around the world, but we're now seeing it here at home, as you say, is trying to intimidate and pressure with the power of the federal government and the power of litigation. And AG last night flat out said, without naming this by specifically, said, we will defend our journalism, we will defend our reporters, we have the resources to do it. And that is true, is that a company like the New York Times, like the Wall Street Journal, can stand up to something like this, because this is going to be a lengthy process, there's going to be legal fees, it's going to be expensive, it's going to be grueling. Now, it works the other way, too. The president, we assume, and people around him would have to submit to discovery. Like, that could be embarrassing. We'll see how far this actually.
I think that when Trump filed these lawsuits, or the people that filed it on his behalf, they already knew exactly what they was getting themselves into. And they said, it's my turn, mother effer. When Trump was going through everything that he was going through during the Biden administration, nobody had any sympathy for him whatsoever. They wasn't trying to figure out whether or not his legal fees was going to be too high. They literally tried to sue him for what? $300 million in New York City before that lawsuit was eventually tossed out by an appeals court, Letitia James. They tried to sue him and they tried to convict him in Fulton County, Georgia, down in Florida. They tried to throw him under the bus. They absolutely tried to destroy his reputation, remove him from all of the ballots. And nobody had anything to say when that was happening. You know what? They started trying to call him criminal, felon. And they didn't know that he was going to come back stronger than ever. They didn't know that. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's why I don't complain when people make videos about me or they do stuff. I just leverage it and I say, yeah, okay, well, let's get more visibility for myself. You know why? Because what's good for the goose. I have my commentary about people that are public figures or have opinions or give their opinions. Other people have, I mean, I think that some people may go a little too far, but I can't control how other people do things, because when I decided that I wanted to be a content creator and that I was going full-fledged into this, I knew exactly what I was getting myself into. And more importantly, I'm looking for a good scandal so that I can really get my name blown up. Honestly, like I really need to get my scandal game up. I'm working on one though. I keep telling y'all this every single year, but I'm serious this time. Like around Thanksgiving, when everybody seems to get a little bit more engulfed in their family, I'm going to want them to talk about it a little bit. So I got to get my scandal together. I don't know what it's going to be. Maybe some cocaine. Oh man, Anton has some white powder on his nose. So I don't know what it is. Cocaine on a chick's butt, like Hunter Biden, getting caught in my drawers because I lost weight and I got a beeper and a belt on and some skates. I don't know. I got to figure out what that looks like. But I'm working on it. But the point that I'm making is this, is that when you decide that you want to play the game the dirty way, somebody is going to come back and they're going to play it too. And Trump is saying, listen, y'all came after me. Y'all said not drugs. Drugs is always a good one. Y'all don't think drugs is a good one? No? Boxolitis, baking soda dog. You'll find me a good scandal, Chris Cunningham. Well, all right, we'll work on that for me, and just run it by me first, because I don't want no fentanyl. I don't want no prostitutes. I don't want none of that. All my scandals got to be good stuff. It got to be clean, you know? If any woman is interested in deep diving into a good scandal with me, let me know. Trying to get your social media popping, trying to get your Instagram on, trying to get some visibility in the TikTok so you can do a story time of how you overcame the scandal, trying to get your YouTube channel started and popping. If you look good, you're not a big back, and you're ready to get your scandal on, come on and holler at me. But point of the matter is that nobody was crying for Trump. Everybody wanted to take him down. They wanted to bankrupt him. They wanted to ruin his reputation. They didn't want us to be able to vote for him. And all they did was create a monster. And so he endured through it, and he came back stronger than ever, and he wound up winning the election, and all history. Okay, well, what drug would you guys prefer? Because apparently y'all got a problem with cocaine. We can't do heroin. We can't do Fenty. We can't do trees. Don't nobody care about trees. Oh, Anton smoking trees. Nobody care about that. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be something. It's got to be something semi-serious, but something not too heavy. Like something that's, you know, you don't want to do no X, none of that. You got to do some real stuff. Coke and hookers. That's what I'm saying. That goes together. If any girl is interested in getting caught up in a good scandal with me, let me know. MDMA, Molly with Molly. Perks. Don't nobody care about perks and stuff, though. They want to see, like, I don't know. We'll get our scandal together. Ladies, hit me up, DM me, and we're going to figure out what that scandal can be.
Actually goes down the line, but at the very least, this is the playbook. You make it very challenging. You intimidate. You try to make media organizations think twice about doing the kind of work.
And we've seen this, and Willie, we saw it with, I mean, he sued Ann Seltzer because he didn't like her disastrously wrong Iowa poll, right? You're suing a pollster now, and suing CBS for an edit, something that news organizations have been doing as long as there have been news organizations. And he was fortunate in that case that he actually had somebody that was willing to play ball because they wanted a deal to go through. But now Rupert Murdoch, suing Rupert Murdoch for public.
Oh, a good baby mama somewhere. That's a good one. That's a good one. Hidden son. But if you're going to go through the scandal, you got to actually have something real. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I got to figure it out. Me and Carrie was talking about it. on the internet, and I was saying that I needed a good scandal. I haven't figured out what the perfect one is yet. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Publishing documents that they had in the Epstein situation, and now suing the New York Times once again, talking about Epstein. I mean, it's, these cases are, I think, most likely going to be thrown out. But of course, at what cost? I mean, and I think here it really comes down to, this is where
Facts, Travian.
The courts need to stop being too clever by half. And they need to do their job, and they need to, again, they need to do their job, interpret the law the way it's been interpreted, and say the First Amendment's the First Amendment. Stop doing these bogus lawsuits because you don't like what somebody's writing about you.
The president said last night he's bringing this lawsuit in the state of Florida, perhaps hoping to get a friendlier audience, I guess, by having it down there. But
all right,
you're right.
Somebody give me a scandal. Rent one of your places to an illegal. Azriel says, your scandal is your mouth. You say plenty of stuff for people get offended by, and we love you for it. Anton dated Joy Reid in college. Joy is too old. How old is Joy Reid? Joy is 56. I'm only 43. That's not going to work. Y'all got to come up with a better one. Hostility. No, I don't like the hitting stuff. I don't like domestic violence. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to do some sort of hostility, it's got to be like broken window. I don't want to do like, oh, he hit his chickens. Nah, because that's a bit much. It's got to be a little lighter than that. Oh, they were arguing on a Ring camera. Somebody just so happened to catch it and she busted the window. It's got to be something like that. Running an illegal casino. Nah, because Gilbert Arenas just kind of went away pretty fast. Cracking cookies. That don't have no kids. That sound like a play right there. Cracking cookies. Not crack, though. It's got to be something else. It's got to be the booger sugar. You can't have no crack. No, you don't want to do crack. You know what I'm saying? Because crack is like, what did Whitney Houston say? Whitney Houston says crack is whack. All right. Now, I got your information right. You sent me your information. Getting caught with a white. Oh yeah. Yeah. Getting caught with a white girl doing coke. You do coke? You want to do some coke, OG Rihanna? I had asked a girl if she was interested in doing some coke when I was on Fresh and Fit. And she was like, yeah, let's go outside and do it. I didn't know you was going to say okay. Yeah, that's it. No, listen, Spaces, you always pushing it too far. Always want to push it too far. No men, no none of that. Get caught with a snow bunny with coke on her chest and coke on my nose. Oh, where you located at? I ain't gonna say where I know you located at. Shout out to my girl OG Rihanna looking to get it in. We gonna work on that. See, y'all always want to say, Ray, now you want me biting pillow. See, you know what I'm saying? Y'all trying to take me down. You don't want me to have a good scandal to blow up. You want to take me down. That's how I know y'all don't like me, because y'all keep suggesting stuff that's just going to send me to jail or completely ruin my life. That's how I know y'all don't like me, because y'all keep saying, oh, take a pillow, bite the pillow. No. Driving a Subaru with a brick of coke. That'll work. I got it. Y'all. I got it. Go get me a brick of baking soda. Give me a brick of bacon because I don't want to go to jail for real. Like I'll go to jail for a day, but I don't want to go to prison. You know what I'm saying? So you get you a brick of bacon soda. It's gonna have to probably be like on a Wednesday, or Tuesday afternoon, so you can get out by Wednesday. Because I don't want to spend a weekend in jail. They can hold you there for like 3 hours or 3 days. And you get a brick of bacon soda, and you get a body cam, and they pull you over with the body cam footage. But before you only release the part where they got the brick at. I shouldn't have said it out loud. You got the brick, you put the illegal stuff on it, and you pulling up in the nav, and they like, excuse me, Mr. Daniels, can I check your car? Nah, man, I don't condone a consent. I'm with it, bro. I'm with it. And then you got some cash in there too. Want to get in the office, drugs will destroy that. No, drugs help you. Y'all don't understand how the game work no more. The game is different. The game is not to get in clean. The game is to make sure that people can relate to you. You know what? I was out there. That's what I did. Now what? If Trump has proved anything to y'all, is that people want the real. Like they want you to have a little bit of realness to you. They tired of these fake politicians. Only people that care about fake politicians is liberals. Only people that care about fake politicians is liberals. All of that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stay clean on that. Let me read some of these super chats and see what y'all talking about in these streets, man. We gonna work on our scandal game inside of the Patreon. Jamar Burr Sr. says they found Corey Zukadis in a tree also on the same day as the other guy. Mind you, he isn't a black guy either. This is crazy. All right, so we're gonna deep dive into this tomorrow. Because I kept hearing it. I did get several emails of people sending me that. Malachi Andrew Chapman says, Anton, open up a conservative coffee shop. Liberals are super huge fans of coffee shops. That's going to cost me like $100,000 though, at least. It's going to cost me like $100,000. Roe Ventures says, nothing is new under the sun. People chose Barnabas over Jesus when he was being persecuted. But you got to kind of do it as a social experiment too. So you want to record the setup of it so you can release it later so people can feel stupid about it. Mr. Trey Johnson says, just showing love because you always give us game. Would you ever sue for character defamation? I have to say yes. And the reason that I'm going to say yes is because you always want to leave open the possibility of doing it. So you got to give people the threat that you would do it. Got to at least give the threat. Even if you wouldn't do it, you got to say yes, because then people ain't going to fear you. Fear is more powerful than love. Mr. Trey Johnson, I bet you didn't know that one. Fear is more powerful than love. If they fear you, they'll respect you. If they love you, they'll cut your throat. It's still a possibility because at any point they could still fall out of love with you. People that say they love you often at times are the ones that then turn you in, do you dirty, snitch you out, get you set up, and get you knocked off and get you in jail. People that say they love you often at times, at some point, sometimes they turn against you. Fear. Listen, I know y'all don't want to talk about it. I know y'all don't want to have this conversation. You think everything is supposed to be roses. You have to have a healthy level of fear. And that doesn't mean like cowering in the corner, getting hit type fear. It's a fear of, right? So for example, if you want to talk about it from a spiritual perspective, a lot of things that drive people into spirituality, into God, is the fear of going into hell. It's the fear of this. It's the fear of this, right? In the earlier stages of when you're trying to train your kids on not to do the wrong thing, it's the fear of getting that butt tapped when you get home. The reason why a lot of these young guys is out here crashing out nowadays is because they don't fear nothing. They don't even fear jail because jail is like going to see a friend. It's like hanging out with your friends. They got iPads. They doing jumping jacks. They working out together. They having sex together. Nobody fears jail anymore because it's like, all my cousins is in there anyway. I just take some time, get it figured out, and people not actually thinking that it's any real consequences. But see, if you look over there in El Salvador, it's a little different. Fear is more powerful than love, but you don't want to overdo it. You want to have a healthy level of it. If you fear that you're going to lose your job, what do? You step up or you get out. You step up or you get out. People on a PIP work much harder than the people that's not on a PIP. I'm telling you, you have to have, if you don't have a healthy fear of the consequences of your actions. I had to pee so bad the other day. What up, Reggie? I'm going to get into the next part of the show. What are we covering next? TikTok. Let's address TikTok. I had to pee super bad the other day. I said, you know what? I'm going to just hold it till I got home. You know why? Because whereas we used to just pee on the side of the road or something like that, on the bushes or something, on, when you're younger. Now, the first thing that comes to my mind is, man, it's cameras everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's always a camera somewhere. It's always a camera hiding somewhere. It's always somebody doing something. When you get pulled over, I'm very aware of the fact that it's a body cam somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It's a healthy level of fear of getting caught doing something that you're not supposed to do, which sometimes keeps you in line. All right, you know what? I'm going to just hold it. Just hold it till I get to the crib. Hold it till I get to the crib. Stuff that you would normally do. I'm being 100 with you. Stuff that you would normally do, you don't do because you don't feel like having that type of problem. I know it's not good for my bladder to hold, but then I justified it and I said, but listen, I ain't no freaking bum. I can't be peeing on the side of a building. That's not right. So now I pee before I leave. I pee before I leave now so that I ain't got to worry about it. Oh my God. Have you ever had to pee so bad your nipples and hands tingle? No, you might want to get that checked out. You might want to make a doctor's appointment. Get that checked out, big dog. Might want to get that checked out. I see people on the internet all the time. I see Adrian Broner. We just talked about him last night. We had an argument over whether or not it was Cam's responsibility to make sure that he didn't look stupid and drunk, or if it was Adrian Broner's responsibility to hold it down. Because Adrian Broner looked like he was on drugs and he looked like he was drunk. And guess what? Adrian Broner has created a reputation for himself to where people don't want to do business and they don't want to give him fights because he looked washed up. He looks stupid. So guess what? I don't drink publicly. I don't. The only time that I ever drink is A, if I'm just casual hanging out with friends. B, if I know that I ain't got it. Like if I'm a drink, I don't even want no keys. And C, I got to be in the comfort of somebody or with people that I actually trust around me. Other than that, I don't drink. You know why? Because I don't feel like ever dealing with anything that I'm not supposed to deal with. I can't be out here in these streets, man. You know what I'm saying? Fear will give you some real batteries in your back. And that's why I don't have no respect for people a lot of times that just be out here, grown men, 30 and 40 years old and 50 years old. What you mean you out here looking stupid on the podcast drunk? You didn't know what you was doing? You didn't understand what you was getting yourself into? You're not grown enough to be able to make a smart decision on not putting yourself at this dumb space, and it's got to be somebody else's responsibility to take care of a grown man? Rebuke that. Rebuke that all day long. I heard that the deadline for TikTok is coming up. Let's get into it. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
Now, elsewhere, the US and China have agreed on plans for a deal for the ownership of of TikTok's American operation. The US Treasury Secretary said a framework agreement had been reached. This follows trade talks between both countries in Madrid. Well, the Chinese social media app was facing a ban in the US unless it could find a buyer for its operations in the country. Well, the agreement is set to be finalised in a phone call between President Trump and President Xi on Friday. Our North America business correspondent Michelle Fleury has the latest now from New York.
This is where dance videos and geopolitics collide. Now, speaking after the latest round of US-China trade talks in Madrid, US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping are expected to finalise a deal over TikTok when they speak together on Friday. Details of the agreement, well, they remain limited. Mr. Bessent wouldn't say who the US buyer might be for the Chinese-owned app that now boasts over 170 million American users.
Big Boy says TikTok is destroying the youth of America. The True Star said it should have been banned. TikTok issue was about control over the platform. Do y'all think TikTok should be banned? Do y'all think that TikTok should be banned? I actually have grown to like the platform because it is the #1 platform where people like to tell on themselves so that they can get fired. I actually like the platform. I actually am starting to like TikTok is a gold mine for all of the videos that y'all send me is on TikTok and Facebook, and I don't even log into Facebook anymore, so I don't look at any Facebook videos that y'all send me. But TikTok is the #1 way to get fired from your job. If ever I want to see if a liberal is getting fired from their job because of something egregious that they say, all you got to do is look at what it is that they said on their TikTok. And then they're going to come back and tell you why they got fired, and then they're going to go off on their boss. I love it. I love it. It is awesome. For whatever reason, people feel it's the #1 begging app in the United States of America. You can't open up TikTok without a woman saying, oh my God. The system is so against us. I don't know what I'm going to do. I've been paying my student loans over the last 5 years, and it's actually higher than it was when I first acquired the student loans. The interest is killing me. But if I could just get $1 from all of my followers, I'd be able to fix this problem. The #1 begging app in the United States of America is TikTok. Listen, guys, I'm living in my car. I don't usually do this. Cash App is in my bio. Women be begging and begging and begging and begging. Or if they laugh, they sitting up in front of it. They always got some skimpy shirt on with their areola poking out of it. And, they got some skimpy boy shorts on or something like that. And they either pretending like they cooking or they sitting acting like they didn't know that they put the outfit on. And then you see a bunch of guys in the chat. What's up, queen? Oh, I'd love to have you over. I'd clean and mop your bath water, baby girl. And I'd just be like, oh, look at these simps. Look at these simps. Sending 60-cent roses to her. Look at these simps. All of them are trying to get some box from a chick that they don't know not of. And they're going to be sending her inbox messages, and she don't care nothing about you. Hey, guys. Trying to figure out what I'm going to make to eat today. Look at these suckers. I've never seen weaker men in my entire life than guys that be publicly in the chicks' comments simping out for them. It's so disgusting. It's so disgusting. Unreal. You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. You should truly be ashamed of yourself for simping to where you sending money to chicks that you never met in your entire life. What do you think is going to happen? You think she's going to look at your thing and be like, oh my God, I want to contact you. She don't. She don't care nothing about you. She forgot about you. She don't know your screen name. And you dusty. And she think you dusty. Sent your whole paycheck to a chick because she was wearing boy shorts on the internet.
Only that a breakthrough
It's the greatest app ever.
had been made.
The framework is for it to switch to U.S.-controlled ownership. But again, I'm not going to get ahead of the leaders' call on Friday. We have a framework. They'll have to confirm the deal.
Congress, backed by a Supreme Court ruling, set a January deadline requiring ByteDance, TikTok's Chinese parent company, to sell the platform or face a nationwide ban. Now, Donald Trump has extended that deadline 3 times, and another extension is expected by Wednesday, or Americans could lose access to the video sharing app. Since the saga began, well, Microsoft has expressed interest in acquiring TikTok, but that fell apart. Walmart and Oracle also came close to buying the video sharing platform's US arm. If a deal does go ahead, it will bring an end to this long-running saga, but many national security experts remain skeptical.
What they be saying to you, Sabrina, in your DMs? What they be saying to you?
They question whether any deal at this point would truly address the core concerns that prompted congressional intervention in the first place.
Michelle Fleury there in New York. Some other.
Let me pivot real quick. Let me see if I can get it from a different perspective. Give me a second. Let me see something real quick.
Yeah, Mr. Secretary, I want to get back to TikTok. That seems to be the hot topic right now, right? If there is a deal, divestment, and there are a couple of U.S. groups that are in the running for that, the terms of the deal, I'm curious, what do you think we should be expecting? And you've been in the thick of this stuff as a former Commerce Secretary, right? Secretary Bessent would not say whether ByteDance would transfer control of the app's underlying technology to whoever ends up buying it in the U.S. The Chinese side is saying, look, yeah, you know, I could probably see a case for maybe licensing intellectual property, including their algorithms. Do you see that as a possibility at all, that a U.S. buyer would end up either buying the technology over or paying to license its use? This would be Chinese technology and a Chinese algorithm.
Yeah, and that's the big issue, the algorithm. So it could be that this 20% that China would retain, and if the U.S. can come in and also be an investor, that could be a balance to ensure that the U.S. government is watching out to see what's going on, to be able to put some guardrails on. The other option is that the algorithm stays with China and that U.S. investors have to develop their own algorithm. That could take longer. That could be a problem in the deal. But the algorithm will be the key issue. And the question is whether this 20% that China would retain, whether that is a way of making investors feel comfortable that China retains the algorithm because they're part investor. They have a commitment to the other investors, and if the U.S. comes in, then that could be what clinches the deal.
I think that is going to be a deal sooner rather than later. If you've heard Trump talk about TikTok, Trump likes TikTok. Trump likes TikTok. He actually likes it because he feels as though it helped him win the election, and he had a lot of motion and movement on TikTok, which I agree. He leveraged social media. He leveraged content creators. He leveraged a lot of platforms to his benefit, and I think that he actually did a really good job. But Trump really loves TikTok, and so I think that a deal is going to be done soon. So don't worry, y'all ain't got to keep complaining and worrying about it. Oh my God, TikTok is going away. No, he saved y'all the first time, and then y'all cursed him for it, and he gave y'all freedom of speech, and y'all cursed him for that also.
Mr. Secretary, hi, this is Christine. As a follow-up to that, I have 2 questions. Do you see any implementation challenges if the deal was to go through with what you said? And also, does this deal somehow set a precedence for the U.S. and how they will treat other foreign-owned tech firms, especially Chinese ones, going forward?
Yeah, that's a good question. So yes, this is not going to be an easy implementation. There's a lot of concern in the U.S. A lot of people want TikTok to stay, but there's a lot of political backlash. A lot of people do not. And there's a lot of nervousness about anything having to do with Chinese technology and Chinese algorithms. So it won't be an easy implementation. Most likely the Congress will be involved. They will definitely be involved if the U.S. wants to take some kind of a stake. But, you know, the big opportunity here is, will the U.S. be willing, and China as well, to open up the option of Chinese foreign investment in the U.S., which, as you know, has
What China really wants is not even necessarily TikTok. I don't think that they care as much about that. I think that what they really want is they want to get a negotiation and possibly try to sell Chinese cars here in the United States of America. And it's not going to work. It's not going to work. What China really wants is the ability to sell cars in the United States of America. They want to somehow solve for the tariffs that's being implemented upon them, and also the tariffs that's being implemented upon them in Canada, and the tariffs that's being thrown on them in Mexico. Canada is tariffing China. Mexico is tariffing China. They're also tariffing the products that is being sold into the United States from Mexico, from China, from the capital investment that they're making in China. I recently looked at Claudia Sheinbaum, who is the president of Mexico, and she recently raised the tariffs on China from 25 to 50% on their cars and their technology. Let me see. Yeah, they want to be able to sell them electric cars here. Mexico tariffs on China. I was just looking at a video about it. Yep, Reuters did a video about it, about how Mexico is raising tariffs on China from 25% to 50%. Yep. And so China is pissed on that because it's really the battle is between the United States and China, right? Or the United States. The battle is between United States and China from Mexico's perspective. Mexico is being forced to pick a side. They choose the United States of America over China for obvious reasons, but that is the reason why they're rocking out with them.
Mexico plans to raise tariffs on automobiles from China and other Asian countries to 50%. It's a broad overhaul of import levies the government said would protect jobs. Analysts also argue it's aimed at placating the United States. Tariffs on Chinese cars entering Mexico are currently at 20%. On Wednesday, Economy Minister Marcelo Ebrard told reporters the raise was intended to protect jobs in Mexico, as Chinese cars were entering the local market below what he called reference prices. Authorities also
So basically what China is trying to do, and which Americans, especially the liberals, are so stupid, is China is coming in because Build Your Dreams, BYD, is basically subsidized by the Chinese government. Meaning that it's not true capitalism. It is a form of socialism and communism, but it's there in order to benefit the Chinese market. And in order to do that, they need more market share. In order to get more market share, the first thing that they're going to do is they're going to make it cheaper than other vehicles, even if they have to sell it at a loss, even if it's a loss leader. They are going to bring their vehicles over there, and then they want to bring them over here in the United States of America to cannibalize the auto market by pushing cheaper cars over here in the United States of America and subsidizing those cheaper cars with cheap labor, not actually building the cars here in the United States of America and skirting the tax laws that we have. And so that is one of the things that they've been doing in every other market along the outside of the United States of America. They trying to ship their cars over to Mexico. They're trying to ship their cars over to Europe. They're trying to ship their cars over to Indonesia. They're basically trying to subsidize electric vehicles and push them over here so that they can push out all of the other automakers here in the United States of America. And that would be absolutely horrible. It would be absolutely terrible. Thank God. Thank you, Jesus, that we actually have a president that stands up for Americans and American jobs. What if the U.S. uses that factory? they wouldn't actually be manufacturing the cars here. See, listen. What China wants to do is to try to negotiate and say, all right, well, we'll send vehicles over into your country, whether it be Mexico or whatever. And they'll say, but we're going to add so many jobs. Every single part will be manufactured over in China, shipped over here in parts, and then they wouldn't actually manufacture it over here. They would assemble it here. If you look at most products, whether you talk about your phone, and I don't care if it's an iPhone, I don't care if it's an Android, whatever, it'll usually says designed by Apple in California, but actually manufactured all of the parts and then also assembled in different places. And so most of these places are not manufacturing cars here. They are assembling vehicles here. And it's a big difference. Go and look at the side of the car. Go and look at the MSRP sticker that's on the car. It'll tell you this many percentage of parts is from North America. This part is from Mexico. These are from Canada. This is from outside of the United States of America, so on and so forth. They're trying to assemble cars here, not necessarily manufacture cars here.
The moves would impact $52 billion worth of imports, as sectors including steel and textiles will also face increased tariffs. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lin Jian told reporters he wanted Mexico and China to work together towards global economic recovery and trade development.
China has always advocated inclusive.
All right. I get it. So anyways, y'all get the general idea. I want to pivot over to one more thing before, well, let me read the super chats first and then I'll pivot over to it. I got you. Because I want to get into credit. People love talking about credit. So I'm going to deep dive into credit. But before I do, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. We got a live stream tonight. It's going to be awesome. Mr. Trey Johnson says, just showing love because you, oh yeah, I read that one. Shout out to you. You was asking me about the defamation. Mo Reek Montage says, Trump is 100% my favorite president. Facts. You and I both. Me University says, the elites have hated President Trump since the 80s. Equal Opportunity Smoke says, lying propaganda is not journalism. Ratings trash right now. Mr. Too Fresh says, had something on my screen. Sorry about that. Mr. Too Fresh says 80 using a housing scam like 80. Oh, use a housing scam like DJ Envy? Nah. You don't want to do no scams. Scams are bad. Scams are bad. Stewie says 80 gets drunk, end up streaking on South Beach. Okay, I can look for that one. I can rock for that one. Threesome with Maxine Waters and that's crazy. A threesome with a mummy. More Than Mellow says gambling debts in Mississippi. Gambling debts in Mississippi. That might not be bad. I want to go over to the Gulf Coast. What's happening in Mississippi? Where's driving the coast? Let me look and see what driving the coast is. 392Q says get Kamala Harris knocked up. I definitely give her a baby. Facts. I would definitely get her pregnant. That's a politician that I take down all day long, just for clout. Just 100% for clout. I'll take that down all day long. As a second generation Italian American, not as she's married. If she was divorced, I would take her down. I don't like married women. I am truly curious, what is a white girl or white culture? Considering my people weren't even considered white until after World War II. Serious question. You really want to know the answer to that? Hold downs. Bologna. Lots of cats. White culture is... Because y'all got different types of cultures, because I'm thinking of the white liberals versus the white conservatives. It's different. White women cheating with black men. That's a good one. Cruising the coast. Shout out to Cruising. When is Cruising the Coast? Somebody tell me when Cruising the Coast is. What else? White culture. Walmart. Pajamas on in the daytime. Welders. It's a lot of white welders. I don't know. It's a lot. Let me think about that. It's a lot. Chewing tobacco, smoking cigarettes outside on your corporate break. Boating, hockey, inviting other men into your bedroom in order to bust down your chick. It's a lot of things in white culture that's very degenerate too. So they got some good stuff, they got some bad stuff, but it's all over the place. It's all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, you got it, Carolyn. I'm always going to make sure that I tell you. I'm always going to educate you on what happens out here in white culture. All right? Let me see. Somebody said we still getting a collab with Myron AD. What do you mean? I went over to you didn't catch me in Miami? I did 4 shows in Miami. I did 4 shows. I was out there cooking like fish grease. Maybe I'll go back out to Miami and see what's happening out in these streets. Mud and cuckolding. Facts. 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 All of that. All of that. Raisins in a potato salad. Bad tans, tanning booths, tanning salons, Botox, all of that stuff. That's all that good stuff. Nelly says, people show their true colors on TikTok. Knowledge is power. Keep it up. And we like white people too. We like everybody. Everybody get that work over here. The Fed just did a 1/4 point rate. Well, we knew that. I thought they was going to do a 1/2 point, but it's okay. They'll continue to work it down. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Let's get into credit. I got you, Feds, because interest rates. We're going to get into it tomorrow. I'm going to deep dive into it. Credit. Speaking of interest rates and points, interest rate cuts. I want to get into the credit conversation. They say that the majority of people's credit is falling significantly because of what's happening out in the economy. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Let's rock.
All right, new this morning, new data showing the credit scores are falling at the fastest pace in the U.S. since the Great Recession, as Americans
They're dressing up their animals, dressing like their animals. Also, licking their animals in the face, letting their animals get up on the counter while they're cooking, always wanting to participate in a potluck with their stuff right after they got done cooking with their animals, letting their girls go to college and letting them get it all in and get it out of their system. Oh, my God. All of that good stuff is nice and white.
struggle to keep up with the rising cost of living. Let's go right to CNN's Matt Egan for this. Doesn't sound good.
Yeah, no, John, it's not. It's more evidence that some Americans, they're hurting because of the high cost of living.
1 shower a day or 2. All right, look, we're going to restart this. Let's start this over. Kissing a dog in the mouth, letting them lick him in the mouth. All of that. All of that. Showers with bars of soap only. Getting little step ladders for their pets. Sleeping with their pets. Oh, going up north. That's a good one. Going up north. Going up north is definitely a white person thing. They like to go camping, experiencing nature. They love mosquitoes. Always going somewhere where it's super dangerous. They want to climb Mount Everest. They always want to chase death. They're chasing death. They're trying to find themselves. Most black people try to find themselves in their 30s. White people don't try to find themselves until they in their late 40s, early 50s. Then they got to discover themselves. Lots of men getting divorced in their 40s and 50s, trying to figure out how they're going to deal with it. Later on in their life, when they get themselves together, they want them a super black woman, a chocolate African. They want Listen, let me tell you something about white men. When they go and get a black girl, they don't want that caramel. They don't want none of that stuff. They don't want that caramel nonsense. They want they chick looking like a marker. That's a fact. Let me tell you something, bro. White men want they black girls black. They don't want them. They don't want them even with a hint of whiteness in them. They don't want them light-skinned chick. They don't want none of. They'll hit you. Don't worry about it. They'll bust you down. They'll butt you down, but they want they chicks black. They want they chicks super black. I don't know what that is. Jamandis, you want me to get into credit? All right, I'll talk about credit. Credit, y'all. Let's get into the credit game.
All right, new this morning, new data showing the credit scores are falling at the fastest pace in the U.S. since the Great Recession as Americans struggle to keep up with the rising cost of living. Let's go right to CNN's Matt Egan for this. Doesn't sound good.
Yeah, no, John, it's not. It's more evidence that some Americans, they're hurting because of the high cost of living and because of the return of student loans. So FICO had found that credit scores on average, they increased every single year between 2013 and last year when they dipped. And today, FICO says there's an even bigger drop this year. As you mentioned, the biggest since 2009 during the Great Recession. Credit scores, they're still pretty high, moving in the wrong direction, in part because more and more Americans are falling behind on their bills. FICO says that delinquency rates are at or near the highest level since 2009 on car loans, credit cards, and also on personal loans as well. And
the Ponzi scheme is over. The Ponzi scheme is over. All right. Robbing Peter to pay Paul, it's over. Those of us that are super smart, we have been preparing and we have been getting rid of our money and we have become less dependent on banks and the system. Banks will always be around. Banks will always try to chase people down and give money to people that spend a lot of money and all of that. But a lot of us have started to tamp down. We paying off our cars. We, you know what I'm saying, getting more equity in our house by paying our houses down. We paid off our student loans, all of that stuff. Some of us are being a lot more responsible. Now, you know, that completely goes against the shiny object theory, right? We always want that new shiny object until we get it. And then we like, It's like even me, right? I've had an epiphany, obviously not about credit, but I've had an epiphany, and I was talking to my daughter and she was like, Dad, we got all of these cars. We don't even drive them. I said, that's true. Cayenne been sitting for a little while. Mercedes, I try to swap it out with the Nav. You know what I'm saying? She said, Dad, we just got a bunch of stuff that we don't need. So I said, okay, let's go through a cleanse, right? Let's go through a cleanse. Let's try to figure out how we can get rid of some of these cars because we don't really need them and it doesn't make sense. And so, but a lot of people, they don't just buy it cash. They buy it, or they don't do a one payment lease or none of that. They finance everything. And so as long as they can ride, they don't really care how much it costs them. And so that's when you're seeing the rise of Afterpay and Klarna, and the repo man is outside and the foreclosure man is outside. And so, you know, it's a lot of people that got caught up in the credit game. Y'all keep on thinking that credit is meaningful. And I'm not telling you to not have a decent score, but what I am telling you is to become less dependent on credit, because all it does is give you permission to buy stuff that you don't need. Honestly, it gives you permission to buy stuff that you don't need. I'm going through a whole, I'm broke. I mean, cash broke. Time Dog is cash broke out here in these streets.
Gen Z, they're under even more pressure. FICO says that credit scores for Gen Z down by the most of any age group since 2020. And part of that problem, of course, is student debt, right? Starting in February, they started to report delinquencies on student loans for the first time since COVID. And FICO has found that a record high 29% of people who have student debt have been reported as delinquent. Only 62% have actually made a recent payment. And look at this, another 9%, they could be reported delinquent soon because they have student debt, but they have not made.
A lot of people have given up. I even seen some women that's so far in the debt that they just decided to go back to school so that the government don't garnish their wages. There are women that have become lifetime students because they can defer their student loans. I've seen a woman basically become a lifetime student. She has to be in her 70s at this point. Do you know this chick's still going to school? She got all kind of degrees, doctorates, masters, and all of this stuff. Student debt out the wazoo. I said, why you ain't never really used it, never leveraged it in order to do better. Only just went to, it's some women that just like going to school and they would prefer to go to school than pay off their debt and live a better life. Sebastian K says student loan interest is predatory. No, it's not. No, it's not. Guess what? You don't have to take it. I'm going to stand against you on that one. I'm actually going to reject that narrative. You do not have to take out student loans. Student loan interest is not predatory. It's called interest for a reason. Tell me that you're just not financially literate and you're doing things that you're not supposed to do, and then we can go from there. I'm not going for it. It's called being responsible. It is called being responsible. Guess what? When you take out money, you have to pay interest on it. Y'all keep trying to blame everybody else from your problems. It is not predatory. It is called a loan for a reason. Listen, think about it like this. The taxpayers are actually the people that are loaning you the money. All right. So we give money to the federal government to loan to you so that you can improve your life and then go to school and take care of your family and be a productive member of society. So we can fund your dreams. Right. Let's say, for example, you give somebody some money and they say, hey man, I need 10K. And you say, what you need 10K for, bro? And they said, well, listen, man, I need this 10K because, in a couple years and in a few years and 4 years, maybe 6 years, I'll be able to give you that 10K back. And then you say, well, why would I give you 10K? Like, what do I get out of it? What would I get out of it? Listen, bro, if I give you 10, once you get out of school, until you finish paying it back, give me a little bit of interest on top of it to make it worth my while. Because it really, I'm just out of $10,000. I could have used that $10,000 for another investment and made more money from it or whatever, right? So you don't expect to just get something for nothing. I think that y'all predatory by borrowing money and expecting to pay the exact amount back when you feel like it. Inflation didn't hit. The money ain't even worth as much as it was worth when you first borrowed it. You've been deferring me. Listen, if I was the student loan loaner, I would be looking at you like, oh, but I see you bought that new car though. I see you keep taking vacations to Tulum. Don't you hate it when you loan somebody some money and they know they owe you and they didn't pay you back, but they go and live in the life and you see them taking vacations and they living better lives than you? I look at it a little bit differently. If I loan somebody some money and I see them living a good life and then they sitting there complaining about the fact that they got to pay me back, you the scammer. You're the scammer. You're the scammer. I can't stand when I see people living a good life. Wait a minute, you bought another car? How much you put down on that thing? Dog, you do? Oh, no, you do know. And then they try to act like you the bad person. Dog, you being petty over this amount of money? Yes, nigga, it's my money. I don't care if you don't think I need it. I need everything. I need all of my dollars. It's tough out here right now. I'm renovating one house. I'm building 4 of them. I'm building 4 more. And I'm trying to put a fence in the backyard that I got right now. I would like my money back right now. Keep on going to Tulum, living a good life. Keep on getting new car notes. You do know that you got a student loan to pay back, right? Y'all choosing this lifestyle. And now that they can hold y'all accountable, not only with the student loans, but also so they can put it on your credit report, now you feeling some type of way. Oh, man, I can't believe they put it on my credit report. That's not cool. Student loans been on your credit report for the longest.
any recent payments. And it's not just student debt, right? You think about young people also contending with the worst job market for recent college graduates in years. I talked to a 22-year-old from Orlando who told me it took him 14 months and hundreds of job applications before he landed a job that wasn't a scam. But he said he's not making nearly enough money to get by, let alone to chip away at his $35,000 in student debt. So he said his credit scores have taken a drastic hit. And he's not alone. FICO found that almost 2/3, 64% of Gen Z student borrowers, they rely on more debt.
Somebody said, what if when I try to pay, what if when I try, because try is not in the Bible, so try again. What about when I try to pay it back and they're not working with you? Nigga, what you mean? You didn't get the statement? You don't know how much is due at the end of the month? Why you keep trying to work with somebody? Hey, man, pay your money, but pay the money back. These are the terms. This is what you signed. What do you mean? What is there to work with? So you short. So you short on my money. I gave you consignment. I gave you the product. And you short on my money. You ain't moved the product like you said that you was going to move. Well, that sound like you breach a contract. You want to breach a contract, dog. You trying to work with me, but you don't know the payment address? You don't know how to register online and make your school loans payments? I don't really understand. I don't get it.
Just to get by. That's people who have student debt. They've got to rely on credit cards and buy now, pay later, and also personal loans just to pay their bills. So, John, I do think this is just more evidence of the K-shaped economy, right? Where a lot of people who have money in the market, they own their home, they're doing okay. Others are not. And it just shows this disconnect where you got Wall Street, there's all this euphoria.
This is what I need you to do. Let me tell you. Want me to tell you what you should do? You're going to have to get a second job, bro, and knock that junk out. It's going to feel so good to not have no student loan debt, not have no payments. Anton, you so out of touch. That's cool. That's nice. Nigga, I'm not the person that's putting the marks on your credit report. Oh, money green in this mug. I'm not the person that's putting the marks on your credit report. So you don't have to get mad at me. Y'all more mad at me than y'all be at Sally Mae and Nelnet and whatever private loans that you took out. Y'all be more mad at me than y'all be mad at the person that's actually trying to get their money back. I don't owe you nothing. I don't owe you nothing. Get a second job and stop being so prideful. Stop thinking that you're too good to work a second job. You too good to work with your hands. Get busy. Get to hustling. Run up a bag. And when you start making more money, don't go buy more stuff. Actually put it towards the things that you went to work for. It's a lot of bad decision making. I don't believe you. Not at all, AD. Chase Bank forced me into default. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. The one thing that I know about banks is that they want their money back. Carrington Love Jr. says scores down because people are closing their accounts and settling the debts for less. Carrington Love Jr. says you should only use credit to buy commercial trade machines, trucks, lawnmowers, bulldozers, and long-term rental properties. Finance a car is insane. It's not insane. It doesn't mean that you can't do it. It just means that you just need to be more financially literate on why you're doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Good show today. All right, so tomorrow we're going to get into the Fed interest rates cuts. Tonight, Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. We live streaming on Patreon. Block Club. I got some new footage for y'all. Actually, this ain't even the latest footage because yesterday, they actually finished some tile work. And so the latest video that I have to share with y'all . See the tile work. Finish the tile work. I got a lot of footage to show y'all from the latest rental property. I got a lot of footage to show y'all as far as what it is that I bought. This other property is being finished up right about now. They're actually out there working on it now. And then I got some more footage to show y'all. Concrete laid, everything laid. We pretty much in the final steps. And then I want to show y'all what my next plans are. And then I want to answer every single one of y'all questions in real estate as far as how you would like to get into it if you feel like that's a play for you. If you want to put up some money, what the tax benefits are. And so we deep dive into it for real. Ain't no entertainment on the Patreon. We just get into the money. We get straight to it. All right. All right. All right. Carrington, shout out to Carrington. Carrington says, if you are an average person, you pay off your student loans by leveraging your personal home to buy land, build a house and sell it, pay your equity, loan back, and never take a loan again. Huh. Interesting. Well, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to see y'all tonight on Patreon. If you're not a part of the Patreon, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Let me see something really quickly. Let's see what we're working with. Show me what you're working with. All right. Okay, I like that. Let me see something. We 75 bag chasers away from being at 19,000. All right, I like that. 75 bag chasers away from being at 19,000. Y'all figuring it out. Y'all getting to it. Let's get to the money. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. I'm going to holler at y'all tonight. Adisa says, first time catching you live. Usually I'm a day or two behind. Saw the job offer and jumped in. Excited to connect soon. All right, yeah, I am going through the resumes. So, all right, y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to see y'all tonight. Peace.